following is a Learfield presentation of the Washington State Sports Network.
He buries it. The Cougs have taken the lead. This place is going to pop off.
This is the Cougar Football Hour on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
We're committed to being great here.
Lofts it, intercepted, and Washington State, Shaw Smith-Wade.
I'm proud to represent Washington State. I know the people that wear their Cougs all across this country, they're proud to be a part of Washington State.
Ward has blocking to the right, sprints to the 10, angles all the way, touchdown.
Why not be here? Why not cheer on this team? Why not see this environment and make it something special?
Spins out of a tackle, has Green 20-yard line to the 15, near sideline, Watson, touchdown.
What an opportunity to show who we are as Cougs.
Tonight's show is brought to you by U.S. Bank. Life keeps moving. We're here for every step. U.S. Bank. Member FDIC. Tonight's show is also brought to you by Zappos, where the Palouse comes to play and eat. Now, live from Zappos, alongside Cougar head coach Jake Dickert, here's the voice of the Cougs, Matt Chazanow.
It is great to be here. Great to be here with Coach. We got ourselves the Arizona State Week. It's the Cougs against the Sun Devils. Coach, it was a really competitive ball game against Oregon. We'll talk to the record-setting Lincoln victory at 16 catches.
Yeah, great to have him on.
Yeah, and he's a loquacious one too. He'll go. He'll talk. So he'll be a lot of fun. But he's a great personality, a great kid. But you know, what were your big picture takeaways against the Ducks?
Well, I think the biggest thing is we went into a tough environment, and a lot of times when you do that, you're going to find out a lot about what you're made of, you know, especially coming off of a loss that was unacceptable. So we went in there and fought, and I think there was at no point in the game that we didn't believe that we can go in there and get it done. And, you know, we still take it. There is no wins and losses. Like we don't take it that way, but there is some silver linings. That offense, I thought at times was really rolling, did some really good things. I thought Cam played really within himself and was decisive again with the football. And you can just see, to your point, to start to show how much Lincoln Victor really means to this team and means to this offense. And not just making plays, but his leadership ability. You know, as it was happening in real time, I had zero idea he had that many catches.
Is that right?
Oh, I had no idea. And to see that at the end of the game was just pretty special. And then, you know, defensively, there's some signs that we can do it, and there's some times when we don't communicate in the line and execute. You know, you just don't quite get it done against a really good football team. But there was a 4-quarter fight. There's a lot of things to take away from it, and we got to learn, and we got to continue to get better as a football team. You know, obviously just past the halfway point in the season, it's time to really see what we're made of.
Is a lot of it on the sideline for you just so specific to the moment, right? Like you're trying to win that play.
Yeah.
So how could you know Lincoln Victor has 12?
Yeah, I mean, it's all, as we're going through it, it's all about situations. And,
right.
And sometimes you don't even realize who was making those catches and those plays. It's just, okay, now what? And thinking ahead. And here we go. But some spectacular catches. There's a throw that just stands out to me. Cam rolling to his right, throwing that one over the top to Kyle Williams. It was just an incredible play. Had some things that didn't go our way. You know, obviously off of the trick play, and we dropped him down the sideline. I thought we kept battling. Great job to respond right before the end of the half to go down there and get points, where a lot of people, you know, might just kneel on that ball. We trust to go down there and try to create. So I thought our guys were in the fight in the moment, just didn't make enough of those big plays. Last week on the show we talked, you know, hey, there's going to be 10 plays that really decide the game, and we just didn't get those to go our way.
And the Ducks are a really good ball club.
Yeah.
You know, and they do a great job at Autzen. You know, credit to them. It's loud there, and they do a good job. Fair, right?
Oh, absolutely. It was a tough environment. You know, we talked about going into the eye of the storm, and it was that. But I thought at the end of the day we controlled the elements very well. And, you know, besides a couple, you know, then we did have a couple false starts because of the noise. I thought we handled that piece of it. But more importantly, we took care of the ball. And you can see what happens when you value the ball and take care of it. You know, it rolls better as a team, and you don't allow a team like Oregon to kind of really get you going in a bad way.
Yeah, the reality of it is very few teams go to Autzen and win in the country, right? So if you look at the 4-3 year that this is right now, it's this fantastic start at 4-0. You go to the Rose Bowl, it's a really, really hard game. Mm-hmm. You go to Autzen. The anomaly is the Arizona game, right? The rest of it's consistent with a really good ball club and a top 25 little ball club.
And that's what I said immediately after the game. You know, our mettle will be tested, and we get an opportunity still to determine what season we have. There's still time in the hourglass, so that equals opportunity. And what an opportunity to go on the road against Arizona State. We'll talk about that as we get going, but there's a lot of belief in our team. Our guys aren't wavered. I mean, I think they're trusting the process. I thought we had a great week of practice this week as a whole. Today was one of the most energetic Thursdays that we've had. I think our guys know what they want to go out and accomplish. And I think that's something special. And, your culture and your connection always gets tested through adversity. So, yeah, I mean, we haven't gotten what we wanted the last 3 weeks. So let's keep fighting. Let's identify what we need to do to get better. And, playing good teams like Oregon, they do expose weakness, right? So they took advantage of some things that we needed to shore up. Obviously, the last couple weeks, the tackling, needs to improve. We've been going against, Bucky Irvin is a real deal. So getting some of those guys down. But guess what? In this league, this guy we're going to face this week doesn't get any easier. So that's what happens when you're playing a really challenging league. You got to make sure you're bringing your best. And we just got to find a way to be the best team on Saturday. That's it.
Good week of practice, undeterred by early winter. We went from fall to a 100
And that's why I appreciate everybody out here at Zeppos. We're in a winter weather advisory. We're playing Arizona State. It's going to be 89 degrees at game time, and we're out here practicing a little bit of flurry. So, but once again, that's what it is to be a Coug. I can't wait till that Taylor Sports Complex is done.
No, I was gonna say.
This is all worth it, Chaz. To not have the bubble and indoor for a small period of time.
That's great.
To reap the benefits of it down the road. So just thankful for everyone that contributed to that facility. That's going to be amazing.
Earn your bragging rights at Northern Quest with more slot machines, table games, restaurants, lounges, and luxury hotel rooms than anyone else in the region. Northern Quest, yes, the best. More at northernquest.com. We'll take a break. We'll talk Arizona State next, live here at Zeppos with Coach.
If you've got the right tools and the friendly people at U.S. Bank in your corner, making smarter money choices is a piece of cake. If only our tools and helpful advisors could have helped you avoid some of those not-so-smart choices in life. Like that time you tried to pick up unicycling.
Whoa, coming through! Yeah.
Or when you thought it'd be okay to pet that squirrel in the park.
Good squirrel. Good squirrel.
While we can't help you with all that, we can help you bank smartly at usbank.com/smarter together. Member FDIC.
SeatGeek's the ticketing app for fans like the sideline shot caller.
Come on, boys, pick up the pace!
SeatGeek got him a great deal on seats right near the action, so when he yells,
"What are you doing? Block him!"
he can be absolutely sure the players heard him. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Fubo is the official streaming platform of Washington State Athletics. With Fubo, you can watch every Pac-12 game, plus more college and pro sports, shows, movies, and news on over 350 live TV channels. Stream it live on your TV, phone, and other devices. No cable required. The best part? You can try Fubo free. There's no contract or commitment. To start watching, just go to FuboTV.com. That's FuboTV.com.
Cougar football lives here.
Up the middle, touchdown! 1 second left. Cougars on top.
On the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, Coug fans! Can't decide what to do with your late-night weekends? Why not Cosmic Bowling? Every Friday and Saturday night from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. is Cosmic Bowling at Zeppos. At a price designed with everyone in mind, we are your destination for music, disco lights, and of course, bowling. Can't join us on the weekends? Zeppos is the place to be for all ages every day of the week. With bowling, food, and drink specials, we offer prices that won't break the budget. You can even reserve your lane in advance with online reservations at Zeppos.com. When looking for fun in Pullman, look no further than Zeppos.
Nothing works up an appetite like cheering for your Cougs on game day. So why not cheer them on at Northern Quest with an impressive roster of restaurants and lounges? You can tackle the menu at Epic and catch every play on the 10 by 30-foot screen. Or grab a steak at Maslow's, a fine cigar at Legends of Fire, even a burger from Fat Burger. You know, for your inner linebacker. See more at northernquest.com. Go Cougs!
Welcome back to the show. Time now to look ahead at this week's game with the Coors Light Opponent Preview. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment made to chill.
Back at it live here. We're talking ball at Zeppos. We've got ourselves, it's the Desert Week. Cougs are going to Arizona State. And this is the opponent preview segment of the show. Yeah, I just did the point here off the air, too.
Yeah.
The quarterback situation has been in flux. You know what hasn't been in flux? Cam Skattebo.
Oh, yeah.
He can really scoot. Their lead running back. He's one of the best backs in the pack.
Well, I think when you look at, Arizona State really as a team, it's been interesting and sometimes hard to evaluate. Anytime you play 4 quarterbacks and it's not a choice, it's going to create a little bit of instability within an offense, but it starts with Skattebo and what he does and the physicality that he brings, because I've seen him punt. I've seen him throw 6 passes. I've seen him run. I mean, talk about the ultimate jackknife and the way they use him in multiple different ways. So it really starts there. And then obviously up front, they've had a bunch of different lineups that has been challenging. But I would tell you this, when you really look at their offense, the multiplicity that they do week to week is really hard to plan for, because they're going to find a set that they love against you. They're going to have all different types of wrinkles out of that type of formation, and they're going to keep attacking. And, people I think forget, like Elijah Badger is one of the best receivers in his league.
He's great.
Stud.
He's a pro.
Right, so when you look at him, and there's just weapons. And as you looked at Arizona State as a whole, really, since I've been here, I mean, it's ultra talented. And they have those guys, and, they're kind of putting in really – they're about 10 plays away from their record being a little bit different here. And offensively, I think they're still finding their way a little bit, and they've been leaning tons on their defense.
Well, they're 1-6 1-6 on the year. They're 0-4 in the pack, but their last 3 losses have been by 1 possession.
Yeah, and that's where it's just one play here or there, and whether it's been getting a stop or a field goal, or Colorado scored late on them to win. Obviously, a really, really impressive performance on the west side last week, holding just a formidable offense, and they had them really offbeat coming off the bye week. So the staple of their team, though, Chaz, is the defense, and it really starts up front with their defensive line. 35 has been really unblockable as you kind of gone throughout the season, and they're really attacking. And it starts up front. They make quarterbacks really uncomfortable. And then last week you just saw it, turnovers and takeaways in droves just really kind of changed the momentum of that football game.
You trying to say you know how to pick a DC? Because you know a little bit about their defensive coordinator.
I do. Me and Brian go a long way back. I was Brian's GA.
Is that right?
Yeah, I was Brian's GA.
You know what? You say that, it rings a bell. I knew all the background. But it's
because, I mean, I was an offensive guy in college. And, GA'd at UW Stevens Point. By the time I got to North Dakota State, the third year is when I was under him. He really changed just kind of how I coached and viewed defense and his detail and dedication to it. So, obviously got a chance to hire him last year. And, him and Coop went back home to coach these guys. So we're very familiar with what we're going to see schematically. But at the end of the day, I think they do a good job of changing and attacking protections, period. So I think we'll have our work cut out for us.
Yeah, to be clear, Brian Ward, their defensive coordinator, was last year's Coug defensive coordinator. Their linebackers coach, A.J. Cooper, who's last year's Coug linebackers coach. And they are both from Phoenix, and they're now at Arizona State. And the defensive numbers, they're 4th in the pack in total defense. They're 7th in the pack in points per game allowed. Their offensive numbers are lagging way behind. They're last in the pack in scoring. Yeah. They're last in the pack in total offense. It has been a defensively led Sun Devils.
Oh, when you really study these guys, I mean, they've been tremendous in the red zone. Even in the Fresno game that was slanted in score, it was like field goal opportunity, field goal opportunity, field goal opportunity. So they've been doing a good job. I think they're great in space tackling, Chaz. I think that's going to be, one thing that we got to try to find a way to get, yards after the carry, get the ball out decisively, make sure we're establishing a run game. But they're physical, and they've really been attacking. And anytime you can do that and have confidence to play, man coverage or zero coverage and put your corners and safeties on an island, we got to find a way to make a play down the field.
We're talking about Arizona State in the opponent preview segment. You alluded to a little bit the 4 quarterbacks they've used. Jaden Rashada, who was originally a Florida commit and flipped, and that's a great Google if you want to take a peek at that. That was a whole thing.
NIL,
the whole deal. He won the job and was their starter for 2 games. He got hurt. Drew Pine, Notre Dame transfer, 10 starts last year for Notre Dame. He got hurt. Trenton Bourguet, wait a minute now. Cougs remember Trenton Bourguet.
Yeah, we played him last year.
He was a starter last year. So now he's starting, in all likelihood, starting once again with the backup likely to be Jacob Conover. I believe that is where it stands at current. Conover's a BYU transfer. Bourguet is a very different quarterback than Pine and Rashada. Bourguet is a little bit shorter with his passes. They run a different offense with him.
Yeah, I think so. But I think they've also found a rhythm with him.
Yeah.
Because I think they found some things that work. And what I give Coach Dillingham a lot of credit for is just like I said, the creativity and multiplicity in all the ways they present, things that they're doing the same way. They got a tremendous screen game. They'll get it out to their tight ends. Obviously, Scattaboo. I mean, there's just a lot of different ways that they're going to willing to attack you. And the same thing, we got to communicate at a high level on defense to make sure we're adjusting and getting our eyes right, especially in the run game, because they're very multiple in that way.
Speaking of tight ends, we had this conversation last year. He had a 47-yard pass, 47-yard touchdown reception against the Cougs last year. Jalen Conyers is 6'4", 270.
Yeah, and I think that's real.
Yeah.
There's no doubt it's real. When you watch him on tape, and they got the other guys are really tall as well. So they got some big
6'8", 260, Messiah Swinson.
Correct,
yeah.
And I think that's real too. So it'll be interesting pregame. We get a chance to see those guys, but they're physical. I think they can take the ball down the field. They've done a good job actually in space operating on some screen and goes. So they do have weapons as you look at the conglomerate of what they do offensively, and they're willing to take the ball down the field. I think they threw 3 goal balls to number 9. He was a guy last week that just kind of showed up, and so they're going to be willing to attack you and stay aggressive. I think they went for 36 fourth downs in the first 7 weeks. So I mean, they're going 9 fourth downs a game or whatever that comes out to be, and it's a it's an aggressive style.
Yeah, they are 5th most in the nation in fourth down attempts.
Yep.
And they have 13 red zone touchdowns allowed in 27 trips.
Yeah, that's fantastic because the draw that we've always had is 50%. Once you get inside the 15, if you can hold them 50%, you're top 10 in the country. So that stat is fantastic. But as you know, this defense has always been designed bend but don't break. And if you can be really good at red zone defense, you can take the ball away, you can affect the quarterback and stop the run. I mean, you can be really good at what you do, and I think obviously they're well coached, and more importantly, the difference between last year's team that we played and this year, they're playing really hard.
It's the Cougs against the Sun Devils. That's our opponent preview segment. Washington State University would like to thank Crimson and Gray for their continued support of Coug Athletics. Head to bookstore.com to get the latest in Coug apparel. That's BKSTR.com. We'll take a break. Come back. We'll go to questions next, live here at Zeppos with Coach.
Saturdays are made for football. And when the game is on, we're finally off. Off duty, offline, out of office. A cracked Coors Light is our do not disturb message to the world. On game day, we don't think about the 9 to 5, but worry about the 4th and 1. So this Saturday, grab a Coors Light, press play on some pigskin, and pause on everything else. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment, made to chill. Proud partner of Cougar Athletics. 2021 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Want to earn some extra money this winter? Spokane International Airport is hiring multiple seasonal snow removal equipment operators. These are on-call positions for the upcoming winter season from November 2023 to March 2024. You can earn up to $36 an hour. Some positions require a CDL, and previous experience in operating snow removal equipment is highly preferred. Join our team today. Learn more and apply by visiting SpokaneSnow.com.
Carbon monoxide detectors save lives because if kerosene, propane, natural gas, or wood isn't burned properly, dangerous carbon monoxide may result, and it can build up indoors without you knowing, as it's invisible and odorless. So protect yourself by installing UHL-approved carbon monoxide detectors. If carbon monoxide is present, the detector will alert everyone to get out of the house, where you can safely call 911 for help. Avista, we just want you to be safe.
You're listening to Cougar Football on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
Whenever I see somebody purchasing something with their WSU card, I always like to give them a go Cougs. It brings me back to when I was in Pullman.
From the rolling hills of the Palouse to keys jingling before every kickoff, there's something special about being a Coug. That's why BECU created the WSU credit and debit cards. It's just one more way to show pride for a place we all call home. Grab your WSU card today. BECU, power in people. Membership required. Restrictions apply. Call 800-233-2328 for details about credit costs and terms. Federally insured by NCUA. Member compensated for participation.
As a locally owned family business, tradition is the core of Chipman & Taylor Chevrolet in Pullman. We know that every family has traditions, and when it comes to automotive, we want your traditions to start with us, the family at Chipman & Taylor Chevrolet. We are a different type of dealership, and we take pride in continuing what we were taught many years ago, to be honest, never pressure, and to treat our customers like our own family. It's just that simple at Chipman & Taylor Chevrolet in Pullman.
This is the Cougar Football Hour on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
Runs into a massive Crimson, does not get the yard. It's a goal line stand.
Here's the voice of the Cougars, Matt Chazanow.
Back at it live here at Zeppo's. Great to be here with Coach as we're getting set for Arizona State, the Sun Devils. We'll have Lincoln Victor on here in a little bit. Coach, what do you say we get to questions?
All right.
Wait, is this...
we bought Halloween paper? Is that where we're at?
We do. Halloween,
I like
the
it.
whole
Just
theme.
around the corner.
It's a whole vibe. It's a whole thing. Is this where we go music?
I think so.
Do we need music for my... Well, Luke, when you get to it, you let us know, buddy, and you just fire it up. All right.
We dropped the ball week 1.
We did. We messed up. Okay. Is it typically better to run north-south plays in the snow than sideline to sideline? I guess that's inspired by the weather here today.
Well, I would say this. There's a couple things. First off, offense has a distinct advantage. And growing up in Wisconsin, played many times in the snow game. When you know where you're going and you're not trying to react, distinct advantage. So absolutely trying to get north-south helps. But when you know where you're going and you're not trying to defend something or tackle something, I feel terrible for DBs in any type of snow weather. The other key that I learned, I think it was 13. We were in the semifinal up in Cheney, okay, in North Dakota State, and it started to snow.
Yeah.
And what happens when the snow on the turf and the pellets, it really turns like mud into your cleats, and we didn't have the cleat rakes. It was one of these things that I will never forget. When we're going and playing even remotely cold weather, we have the cleat rakes even on turf, because it turns into like mud, and we were having like the old medical popsicle sticks. I was at GA trying to get in between it. I'll never make that mistake again.
Yeah, so you became almost like a sneaker. Like you
it just like the snow ends add like almost like a glue, and then the pellets are just on your deals, and it's different. So there's a lot of things in this coaching realm you got to really pay attention to details.
That's that sneaky element of the equipment staff being on their game too. Like they can make a huge difference if they have all that stuff dialed in.
No question, no question about it.
All right, next question here. When you're trying to work on the run game, how much do you focus on? And I need a little bit of your help on digesting this. How much do you focus on base offense versus wrinkle plays versus like mentality?
That's a great way to put it. I think to even boil it down even farther, you focus on just base technique. How we zone stepping. You even work at O-line as one step, and where's that hand placement, and where are my eyes at? And there's combos and there's duos and there's slips, and I'm using a lot of different terms about how we block. So you really boil it down even to like one step, and then our pad level, and then let's take it to a finish. And so we always lean to having base schemes that Ben does a good job of dressing up. So let's just say a play like counter. When you see the two guys pulling, we'll do that on a lot of different presentations, but to the O-line, that play hasn't changed ever. But to a defense, it looks very different. So really boil down to technique first individually, and then, schematically, but more plays over, just saying, hey, we're going to be fancy this week and run we'll mix in a reverse, but hey, we're not going to try a toss crack this week. That's not what we do. Let's focus on what we do and try to get better.
All right, as a school teacher, again, writing question.
Yeah.
As a school teacher, I know at class you need the right balance of energy. At practice, do you ever see the team go through periods where the energy level is too high or misdirected? And that's from Dave, Mary's husband, which is how he's introduced to places, Mary's husband.
Okay. Yeah. I will say this. We talk about, and I've talked about it on the show a little bit, and it's kind of caught life in our team, but we talk about that warrior dial. You were out there today when the guys were getting dialed in, and, practice is one of those times, unless you're in a really big scrimmage situation where you don't get too far overhyped. When we're practicing at 7 a.m., you got to wake up and make a choice. So we talked a little bit on Wednesday, like we got to get that energy started a little faster to make sure we're not waiting until period 7 before we're hitting our stride. So the energy is big to me. It's one of these things, it's just a little bit about who I am, but I think, just as people, we give each other energy and how you arrive and how you attack things and how you kind of sit in those seats. And so energy is big in our program, and, we talk about it quite a bit.
Coach, there you go. There's Lincoln Victor. Round of applause for Lincoln arriving here at Zeppo's. Link, we'll get you on headset here in just a little bit, buddy.
I like it.
Coach, we saw, speak of the devil. We saw Lincoln Victor break a single-game record this week. 16 catches, the most ever.
Another round of applause for that. Absolutely.
I couldn't have planned it better. Talk a bit about records and how it impacts competition, for better or worse.
Well, it was one of those things, like I said, I didn't know it, and then obviously the prestigious Bill Stevens, right after I was done, was like, Lincoln just broke a record. I'm not sure even whose record he beat. Would you know that?
Yes, I do. Vince Mailey had 15 in 2014.
Okay.
So that was Coach Leach just feeding Vince Mailey in 2014.
Little slot guy, too?
No. Big tight end in the NFL, actually. So the Ravens took him and converted him from receiver to tight end.
Gotcha.
Which is why he didn't catch a ton of balls in the league, I think, because he was doing a bunch of blocking. He did catch one touchdown in, we were tracking, it was 2016.
Okay.
But no, Vince was here before I got here. Big boy.
Okay.
Big boy. But I wasn't here for that game, so he may have been doing some screens. Whatever.
Well, it's just one of those things too. Like when you're focused on team and winning games, sometimes individual accomplishments happen, and I think that's through team success. And like I said, we kind of talked about it a little bit with Lincoln, post game, on Monday with the team, because I think it's pretty special. Anytime you've been playing football for 100 years and then you do something that no one else has done, it's pretty special. But I think you look at those things more after the season than you do in that moment, and you got to find a way to get them a pretty special football.
The thing that, tell me if this is fair to say, at this level of ball, there are certain statistical occurrences that can't happen unless you're at an elite player, right? Whether it's good, you don't want to fight for records over wins, right? Stats aren't the goal, but when stats occur, you can't do it unless you're a really, really good ball player.
No, I would agree with you. And I think it just shows to Lincoln's work ethic, his creativity in the slot. And I'm telling you, those 16 catches, not a lot of them were that easy. No. I mean, there was some diving catches and some ways that he just does it, to get open, and I think he's pretty special in a really hard cover. And what I love about Lincoln's story when you guys talk is just it wasn't always easy. Came here as a walk-on. Obviously had him at outside wide receiver last year. To really just go to work and to have these type of results is really inspiring as a coach and really inspiring for our team to have such an example of a guy doing it the right way.
I'm excited to talk to him. He's here. He's ready. Let's do it. We'll take a break, come back. We'll get Lincoln Victor on next year live at Zeppo's for a couple of segments.
Running a business is a lot of work. Luckily, I've got a great partner.
Oh, I thank you.
I meant U.S. Bank.
I knew that.
U.S. Bank Business Essentials is a huge help to us.
Totally. Their comprehensive point-of-sale system does it all. Tracks inventory, manages schedules, customizes orders.
Plus all the regular banking stuff.
If only it could make coffee.
Nah, that's your job.
From point of sale to quick loans, we have many ways to make your business boom. That's what U.S. Bank is for. U.S. Bank. We'll get there together. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
If Pac-12 football runs deep in your veins, then Sirius XM Pac-12 radio is what you need to listen to. We're talking conference and team previews, plus hear live games, news, and analysis from experts like Jeff Schwartz, Yogi Roth, and Evan Moore. Go in-depth with your favorite team with coaches shows, championship specials, and more. Get inside Pac-12 football like nowhere else. Feed your fandom on the Sirius XM app. Stay up to date anywhere you go. Just download the app and start streaming.
Whoever said good things come to those who wait clearly never ordered in the McDonald's app. Just order ahead in the app, and you can pick up when you get here. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Cougars fans, now you can win all season. On game day, get a 20-piece chicken McNuggets and 2 medium fries for just $10.99 when you order ahead on the app. Valid once per day through December 1st, 2023. At participating McDonald's, must opt into rewards.
This is Drew Bledsoe, and you're listening to Cougar Football.
Bledsoe calls his play, has the ball, throws a home run ball from the end zone to Bobo. Touchdown! Washington State!
On the Washington State Sports Network.
Hey, Coug fans! Can't decide what to do with your late-night weekends? Why not Cosmic Bowling? Every Friday and Saturday night from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. is Cosmic Bowling at Zeppo's. At a price designed with everyone in mind, we are your destination for music, disco lights, and of course, bowling. Can't join us on the weekends? Zeppo's is the place to be for all ages every day of the week. With bowling, food, and drink specials, we offer prices that won't break the budget. You can even reserve your lane in advance with online reservations at Zeppos.com. When looking for fun in Pullman, look no further than Zeppo's.
Do you ever pay attention to overhead power lines? If you're like most people, you don't, but you should, especially when you're working up on a roof or carrying a ladder outdoors. Kids who climb trees and fly kites and adults with drones need to watch out for power lines too. And on the off chance that you find a downed power line, stay at least 10 feet away and quickly call 911 and Avista. Always pay attention to power lines. It's your best line of defense. Avista, we just want you to be safe.
This is the Cougar Football Hour.
Somersaults in, football first touchdown.
U.S. Bank, life keeps moving. We're here for every step. U.S. Bank, member FDIC. Here's Matt Chazanow.
Back here live at Zeppo's, we are talking ball with Lincoln Victor. Great to have him on headset. Broadcast is brought to you in part by Coors Light, made to chill. Visit your local retailer. Look for the Coors Light Coug display QR code for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see the Cougs tackle the Dogs November 25th. Promo ends October 30th in like 4 days. Open to residents in Alaska, Idaho, Oregon, and Washington. Must be 21 or older. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Record-holding Lincoln Victor. Congratulations.
Aloha. Thanks for having me.
Aloha.
Yeah.
Hey, that's did you? Coach said he was not aware of the numbers during the game. Did you have a sense of what was going on during the game?
Not at all, man. Once I found out the numbers, it was pretty shocking to me. You know, I was just worried about doing my job to the best of the ability, and the ball was finding me that day. So fortunate enough to be in the right place at the right time.
There are a lot of Cougs that I talked to on the record, right? Guys who have played in the league, guys who have coached at high levels. Alex Brink comes to mind. Michael Bumpus comes to mind. You got a lot of fans.
Yeah.
You got a lot of high-level Cougs who love them some Lincoln Victor.
Yeah.
I can't say your name. Everybody likes him. Everybody loves Lincoln Victor. A lot of people are in your corner, and you know all those guys. They helped coach you and helped get you on the way up, didn't they?
Yes, sir. Yeah, most definitely. All those people that show support through and through, regardless of the circumstance, man. We appreciate all the love. It's been great playing for this fan base and this community.
You started at Hawaii. How's your family? I know they were affected. Many were by the fires. Our hearts were breaking before the season. Week 0 is like when that was going on.
Yeah.
How are they? How's it going? What's the update there?
Family's doing great.
Good.
It was a very tragic scene, obviously, for the island of Maui and the people of Hawaii. But we're built through resilience. And, there's not a better place that people love to show up to and love to go and visit. So, we're down now, but, we'll be back up soon. But family's doing amazing.
Great.
It's always good to hear. So be in contact with them a lot.
That's great. I love to hear that. Okay, so you started playing at Hawaii. You transfer here. Last year, you're kind of trying to find your way. The last few seasons, like what is it? Like Coach alluded to, is it an outside receiver spot? Is it an inside receiver spot? Are we number 85? Are we number 5? Like what are we doing here? And now clearly it has clicked, right? As an observer, how does it feel to you? When did that happen? What has that process been like on the field?
Yeah, well, I don't think it was just a certain day or a certain year of my career or point in my career where everything just clicked. I think everyone has a process, and luckily enough, I was able to find my groove and, take everything that I've learned and everything that's been built into me and my arsenal that I've been building since I've played this game for multiple years. Started when I was 5, so it's just a matter of time. My father always told me hard work never goes unnoticed, and clearly that doesn't it doesn't change a thing ever since I've been here. So the success has been amazing to see all the hard work come to fruition, but there's still a lot out there and there's still more to play for.
24 grabs for the first 3 games. So you started out, you've got 44 right now, the 16 last week. So you're one of the league leaders in receptions, even though you missed a couple of games. But from the jump this year, it clicked with you and Cam to some degree. And Coach Arbuckle, right? Credit to him and Coach Edwards, right? A couple of new coaches. But second year with Cam, maybe there's some chemistry there?
Yeah, man, we worked our tail off in the summer. Not only me, but the receiving corps as well, and the offense as a unit. We're stricklers every summer workout, making sure we're getting extra work, making sure we're putting in the time and the effort to make sure we see the results on the field. And it's just shout out to Coach Arbuckle and his coaching staff, man. They really instill trust in us and be able to put us in the right position at the right time to be able to win. And I think our culture has finally clicked as well as a team and as a unit on both sides, all 3 aspects of the game. And it's just amazing to see all the hard work just that we put in throughout the winter, throughout the spring, throughout the summer, all come to fruition. And it's just great being on a team that so many people have your back, and when you have that, you're able to go play free and not worry about the outcomes and just take care of it one play at a time.
Can you tell in the summer when you're doing the workouts that it's going to work in the fall? Does it translate in such a way that as a junior, senior now, that's going to work?
Yeah, there's multiple things and multiple instances as experience comes along with this game. Just knowing the style that Cam loves to play at, you got to be on your toes. Anything can happen at any moment, but making sure that our bread and butter plays are making sure our chemistry is there, talking to him in the film room, making sure we're seeing eye to eye on things, and I think just sharing knowledge is power. So I think that's what's helped us elevate our game.
All right, Coach Arbuckle calls your number and says, "Hey, number 5 is going to throw the ball." We're gonna get it out to the boundary, and 5's gonna let it rip. I asked Nakia Watson this when he caught the touchdown at UCLA. He said he knew it was coming to him, but he couldn't fake it, right? He didn't want to tip it off, so he's standing there, he's got fireworks going off. What's it like for you when you know it's coming your way and you're going to do a trick play?
Man, we practice that every single day. If there's a trick play in the game plan, we're going to execute it. But as soon as the ball touches my hands, it's just – something special is going to happen. So it's hard to, keep your smile down and be composed, but at the same time, you've had so many reps at it. I've been throwing the ball since I was a young kid, so it's really just out there playing backyard football and doing what I love to do.
High school QB.
Yep. State champion.
Great. You got a really good high school QB. Yeah. All right, let's do this. Take a break. Come back. We've got Lincoln Victor on headset. We'll keep him for next 7. Put him to work here live here at Zeppos.
Saturdays are made for football. And when the game is on, we're finally off. Off duty, offline, out of office. A cracked Coors Light is our do not disturb message to the world. On game day, we don't think about the 9 to 5, but worry about the 4th and 1. So this Saturday, grab a Coors Light, press play on some pigskin, and pause on everything else. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshments, made to chill. Proud partner of Cougar Athletics. 2021 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
SeatGeek's the ticketing app for fans like the sideline shot caller.
Come on, boys, pick up the pace!
SeatGeek got him a great deal on seats right near the action, so when he yells,
"What are you doing? Block him!"
he can be absolutely sure the players heard him. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Whenever I see somebody purchasing something with their WSU card, I always like to give them a go Cougs. It brings me back to when I was in Pullman.
From the rolling hills of the Palouse to keys jingling before every kickoff, there's something special about being a Coug. That's why BECU created the WSU credit and debit cards. It's just one more way to show pride for a place we all call home. Grab your WSU card today. BECU, power in people. Membership required. Restrictions apply. Call 800-233-2328 for details about credit costs and terms. Federally insured by NCUA. Member compensated for participation.
This is former Coug Eric Coleman.
Picked off, intercepted, touchdown coming into the end zone, Eric Coleman.
And you're listening to Cougar Football. Go Cougs.
Today's Nutrition Report is brought to you by Wilbur Ellis. Did you know when your gut microbiome is happy and healthy, it helps boost energy levels, which can translate into better performance on the field? Similarly, our soil has its own microbiome, and our friends at Wilbur Ellis know the plants we grow require a healthy microbiome to thrive. That's why they've developed soil fertility products that contain humic acid to provide food and shelter for beneficial microbes in the soil. Learn more about Puric Technology, Wilbur Ellis's humic acid products, by visiting wilburellisagribusiness.com.
Fubo is the official streaming platform of Washington State Athletics. With Fubo, you can watch every Pac-12 game, plus more college and pro sports, shows, movies, and news on over 350 live TV channels. Stream it live on your TV, phone, and other devices. No cable required. The best part? You can try Fubo free. There's no contract or commitment. To start watching, just go to FuboTV.com. That's FUBOTV.com.
This is the Cougar Football Hour on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
Runs into a massive Crimson, does not get the yard. It's a goal line stand.
Here's the voice of the Cougars, Matt Chazanow.
Back at it live here. We're with Lincoln Victor. We've got wide receiver Lincoln Victor for another segment here, and then we'll get Coach back to work here at Zeppos. Thanks for doing this, buddy.
No, most definitely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've got Arizona State now. You're going down to the desert. It's snowing here. It's 90 down there. Yeah. What's it like practicing in the snow for the team in the desert?
Yeah, it's definitely, that's the hard thing about coming to Pullman, but it's built in us. This is our edge. This is what we love to do. I think it's definitely going to be hard acclimating to the weather, but, we got a bunch of other guys who've played there before and understand what it's going to take to be in that position.
Will it be, or is it just an advantage to be kind of calloused and tougher up here? Like, I feel like it'd be easier to do what you're doing and harder for them to do it.
Most definitely, yeah. Like I said, that's our edge, man. We practice hard-nosed football. We ain't got no bubble no more, so we got to work through the elements, and I think that brings us a certain type of toughness on our team and our culture that really excels in the game.
Well, we're here at Zeppos, right? And for those who are listening, and if you've never been in Zeppos, first of all, we recommend it. Mm-hmm. Second of all, there are a ton of TVs up, and there's Thursday Night Football on. And it's an NFL game. It's in Buffalo, right? If you're going to play pro football, you're going to play in the cold. Yeah. You're going to play in Green Bay. You're going to play in Buffalo. You're going to play Seattle. Can be a little chilly, right? This is
cold weather athletes
part of the
have
deal.
The advantage, man.
Yeah,
they got the advantage
for sure. What does Arizona State show you? And I ask that in the context of, Trey Brown, Brian Ward, their defensive coordinator, A.J. Cooper, their linebackers coach. You're going up against some familiar faces.
Yeah, like we talked before, it's always great to play against people that you know. It makes it a little bit sweeter when you put in the work and the extra hours to go against guys you played against before and been along the staff with. But this team's hungry, man. This is they put up a great fight against a team out west. They're looking for a win as well, and they're a fundamentally sound team. So we got to respect our opponent. But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to Cougs versus Cougs, man. If we don't beat ourselves, we can beat anybody in the conference.
So you're out for a couple of games. Yep, there's a round of applause for you. Yeah, absolutely.
There it is.
Yeah, Coach Dickert gave you a standing one there in the back. So you're out a couple of games, and this is not all on you, right? So you're out against UCLA. You got hurt against the Beavers. You're out against UCLA. You're out against Arizona.
Yep.
Right? You come back, catch 16 balls. Mm-hmm. Okay. They missed Lincoln Victor, right? Like, this is clearly a part of the scheme and what is going on here. How fun is that for you to be this integral piece? Like, this is your last year. Yeah. You're doing it. You've got 44 catches. You're a guy. You are one of the guys. Like, there's no doubt Brian Ward's going, we got to watch out for that guy.
Yeah, right? It's amazing, man, just being able to be in the position that I am because all the hard work and sacrifice is finally coming and being in front of my eyes. But, being the guy comes with great sacrifice. And I think I've shown that over the course of my experience and course of my career. And, you just got to keep pushing. There's always going to be something to get better at. It can never be satisfied, and the job's never finished.
Thank you, Lincoln. This is awesome.
Thank you so
for
much.
this time.
I appreciate
Lincoln Victor.
Take care, Muhammad.
One of our favorites. This guy's all time. We'll take a break. Come back. We'll get Jake Dickert on here live at Zeppos Talking Ball.
Hey, Coug fans, Tuesdays at Northern Quest are now officially Tuesdays with a capital 2. Together with Coors Light, we're doubling up the fun for Camus Rewards members every Tuesday with 2 times the points, $2 Coors Lights, double promotion entries, $2 food specials, and too many more resort-wide deals to list here. So grab your Camus Rewards card and tackle your Tuesdays with Tuesdays. Only at Northern Quest. Details at northernquest.com.
Hey, Coug fans! Can't decide what to do with your late-night weekends? Why not Cosmic Bowling? Every Friday and Saturday night from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. is Cosmic Bowling at Zeppos. At a price designed with everyone in mind, we are your destination for music, disco lights, and of course, bowling. Can't join us on the weekends? Zeppos is the place to be for all ages every day of the week. With bowling, food, and drink specials, we offer prices that won't break the budget. You can even reserve your lane in advance with online reservations at Zeppos.com. When looking for fun in Pullman, look no further than Zeppos.
Cougar football.
Rolling right for the ball. Going to throw the long ball down the middle. Man open. Watch the end zone. Leaping crab. Touchdown. And the Palouse is going to pop.
Cougar football from Learfield.
There is a local ranch just outside of Boise, Idaho, that has masterfully bred Japanese Wagyu cattle with American Angus cattle. Now this American-style Wagyu beef is available to you and your family. Rosars presents Snake River American-style Wagyu beef. Snake River Farms beef is famously found in many exclusive 5-star steak restaurants. Snake River Farms, available at your local neighborhood Rosars.
This Cougar football tailgating moment is brought to you by Canoe Ridge Vineyards, proud partner of Washington State University Athletics. For this week's football matchup against Arizona State, smart Cougar tailgaters know to pair award-winning Canoe Ridge wines with a crowd-pleasing pregame meal. Your mealtime roster will score big points with Canoe Ridge wines backing it up. Canoe Ridge Vineyards, representing the best of award-winning Washington wines with more than 85 critical scores of 90-plus points. Visit them at their Walla Walla tasting room or at canoeridgevineyard.com. Go Cougs!
This is the Cougar Football Hour.
Somersaults in. Football first touchdown.
U.S. Bank. Life keeps moving. We're here for every step. U.S. Bank. Member FDIC. Here's Matt Chazanow.
Everybody loves Lincoln Victor. Everybody loves Lincoln Victor. He's still talking to people.
He should. I'm just telling you, you get around him enough, he inspires me every day. I mean it. His leadership and the way he attacks practice and life in general, you get a chance to get a snapshot when they're up here, Chaz, just about who they are as people, take down the player. I mean, these guys are going to be so successful in life, and that's what I'm really proud about Lincoln, and the success that he's having is a credit to him and his work ethic.
I was telling him, Brinker on the broadcast, and then Michael Bumpus to the Cougs that maybe I talk to the most, right? They love Lincoln Victor. They coached Lincoln Victor, and they root for Lincoln Victor. Everybody loves Lincoln Victor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's great to see.
No one gets you closer to the game than SiriusXM Pac-12 Radio. Tune in for news, talk, and analysis from the offseason through the regular season and into the postseason. We've got your team covered anywhere you go. All right, Luke, fire the music. Let's see if Coach likes it. We'll see if fire the music.
That's a little more dramatic this week. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there.
We're on our way.
We're getting closer. We're getting closer.
Our gag was that we were going to say we don't like it. I kind of like it, though.
We're getting there.
All right, that's pretty good. All right, go Cougs. And Seattle Sports Ben. We've seen the musical talents of Coach Atuaya and his family spreading the Cougar love. Absolutely.
He might be due for another video. I was to put some pressure on him. Put some pressure on him.
That was the question.
Will
we see any more Coach Atuaya?
I think it is about time that we put something else out. I might make it a groundswell of just pressure on him to make sure he gets out there. But the talent in his family, singing. Obviously, his wife was the lead singer of the Jets, and that's well documented. But the talent throughout the family is it's creative. It's fun.
He's also asking if your family can join.
We'll be playing drums in the background because actually my wife is a fantastic singer.
Great.
Right? Her and her twin said she might be able to do something. Me and the singing is not in my
you can
my
dance,
threshold.
You can
I'm all dance.
I love it. Hey, Jess is contributing to the show. Jess McIntyre is the best.
Let's go.
We love her. What have you learned most about your team and most about yourself as head coach in your time at Washington State?
Well, I just think the resolve of the team, I think it's evident. I mean, it's no secret that we've been in, different situations really in the 18 months that I've been, full-time head coach here. And our guys just keep coming to work and they put in the time. And what I love about it is there's a real connection behind the team, So when you really talk about team and what it really takes to be great is a buy-in by a lot of guys to just do their job. And, we talk about Lincoln and the success and some of the records, but he couldn't care less about that. He would trade every one of those catches for a win last Saturday. I mean that. So it just shows kind of the connection of the team and what I've learned. This might be an hour conversation about what I learned, but that it's really special to sit in this chair. I mean that, Chaz, and the passion of, just everyone showing up here and the passion of the fans and trying to just make sure that we always, leave Cougar football because we're just a small blip in the history of it. And it's so special when you get to know more and more about it. You become more and more invested in what we're doing and how we're trying to do it and all the people that are bought into it. So I've learned a lot, and I enjoy game days even more a little bit now. I mean that because I'm just so proud of our team, the work. I tell them that every Friday night that I get a chance to sit back and watch them play a game they love to do. And what a blessing it is in my life and for our family and the opportunity that we have to be here. We definitely just don't take that lightly. It's been fun.
I love that. Jim Akers wants to know, adversity is woven into the fabric of every season, revealing the depth and character you have in the locker room. Which young players have surprised you by emerging as a leader?
That's good because I think you're always looking for the next generation of leaders, and we have really strong ones. Lincoln, RJ, BJ, Cam. I think those guys take a lot of the reins, but there's guys behind kind of the mass that I think do pick it up. One of our biggest energy guys is Devin Kalani. He's a big guy that just every day just loves being out there, has an amazing spirit, and is a tremendous leader. Been really proud of Shaw and how he does it. Jaden Hicks, it's obviously the good player, but he's a tremendous leader in his own right as he keeps growing. Javinsky Schlembecker, he's another one that just quietly, obviously is going to get an amazing opportunity in this football game, but has been great, just leadership and toughness, and another guy that just loves being out there on that football field. So it's fun to see our roster grow. And what we do a lot in the offseason too, Chaz, just kind of a look behind the curtain, is we have this leadership council. So everyone votes for one player from their position group. Edges had two because of RJ and BJ. But the team also voted on 4 future leaders, that guys recognize could lead our program in the future. I think that was Andre Dollar, John Mateer, Kalani, and Hudson Cedarland. You know, so it's just quite an honor to have your peers say, hey, I want these young guys in the meeting to see what leadership is like. And it's the one thing that I really believe that needs to be taught. You know, just think back to like even education today is like leadership doesn't just happen. There's skills that have to do it, but you have to teach guys what it means, what it looks like, and how to see a bigger and broader picture, because leadership isn't easy. To stand in front and have hard conversations with guys that are in the same locker room with you and not just say, hey, you know, everything's good all the time, and to hold people accountable when you're a leader to the standard that we've set as a team, like those things aren't easy. So you have to teach them how to do it, what that looks like, because leadership comes in all forms. It doesn't just have to be, you know, Lincoln's very vocal. Jaden Hicks is very quiet but works his tail off and everyone respects him. RJ's very vocal. BJ's very just do it. So there's a spectrum of leadership, and we take it very seriously, and there's a bunch of young guys that I think are going to need to step up, you know, when we're talking January.
Sounds very intentional.
It has to be. It's one of the things that I'm very passionate about. I mean, you can hopefully hear it when I speak about it, because I think there's a void. Let's just talk about like world. Like we need great leaders, and I think it's got to be taught and it's got to be brought out. And especially in today's technology world, where sometimes you go in the cafeteria and everyone's looking at Instagram, I'm just like, put that down. Let's talk to each other. Let's get to know each other. And I think there's a real passion to doing those things.
You ever have no phone time ever with the team? Is that
I mean, you know, we do at the team meals and all that type of stuff, and you know, we'll do like game nights, and every Friday night we do a game night. I don't know if you know that. So,
like what kind of game?
So, like last week it was America's favorite game, bingo.
I mean, incredible.
So I was pulling the bingo balls. My grandma would be so proud of me.
Hold on a second. This is incredible.
Yeah.
So you're playing bingo on Friday. What else do you do? This is great.
Like I love it. So we have this thing that we talk about connection through competition. And when you got 70 guys in a room that are just like, the first thing we do is compete, and we'll do trivia nights. We'll do like some weird Olympic games. We did put them in groups and who can build the best paper airplane.
Nice.
You know, we did, you know your teammates, and we brought out some random, you know, stats, and they had the trivia guess. We did like coaches highlights and who was it.
This is great.
There's a lot of different things. I can't give away what it is tomorrow night, but we did Guess Who. You ever play Guess Who?
Oh, love Guess Who.
So we stood up the offense and defense like at each other, and then had a picker. There's got to ways you got to enjoy what you do. And then there's always a message that comes after that we kind of bring it back to football. But there's a lot of ways that it isn't just about the X's and O's. It's about those rooms and those Friday night meetings are the things that these guys will talk about for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
They'll forget about the scores. They'll remember some plays, but it's those moments that I just want to make sure our guys understand and they lean into.
I don't mean to sound too cheesy here. It's a little cheesy, but that sounds like really wholesome. Like it's like real family time. Like, you know, it's like a throwback. Like I remember this 30 years ago. You know?
Here's what I've learned is that these guys are the most competitive people on the planet. So I can't have any loopholes in these games.
They find
because it's loopholes and challenges. This guy cheated, and
great.
Then we did Pictionary where you draw the deal up, offense versus defense. I've never seen a more heat. I was like, and I'm always the referee in this stuff, Chaz. Like this is a hard position to be in. You know, you got RJ like, no, they cheated.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that go into it, but fun does have to be part of the work. And if it's not, it just becomes a strain, and you forget sometimes why you're doing it. So try to find little unique ways to have some fun with the guys.
We need to institute. We got to play Guess Who on the air or something. We got to do a little Guess Who segment. That'd be great. We'll take a break. Come back. Final segment for the show. Getting ready for Arizona State next.
Saturdays are made for football, and when the game is on, we're finally off. Off duty, offline, out of office. A cracked Coors Light is our do not disturb message to the world. On game day, we don't think about the 9 to 5, but worry about the 4th and 1. So this Saturday, grab a Coors Light, press play on some pigskin, and pause on everything else. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshments, made to chill. Proud partner of Cougar Athletics. 2021 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Carbon monoxide detectors save lives because if kerosene, propane, natural gas, or wood isn't burned properly, dangerous carbon monoxide may result, and it can build up indoors without you knowing, as it's invisible and odorless. So protect yourself by installing UHL-approved carbon monoxide detectors. If carbon monoxide is present, the detector will alert everyone to get out of the house, where you can safely call 911 for help. Avista, we just want you to be safe.
If you've got the right tools and the friendly people at U.S. Bank in your corner, making smarter money choices is a piece of cake. If only our tools and helpful advisors could have helped you avoid some of those not-so-smart choices in life. Like that time you tried to pick up unicycling.
Whoa, coming through.
Or when you thought it'd be okay to pet that squirrel in the park.
Good squirrel, good squirrel.
While we can't help you with all that, we can help you bank smartly at usbank.com/smarter together. Member FDIC.
The passion.
He's going to take it to the house. Dinner's cooking. Touchdown.
The fury.
Getting blitz. Down he goes.
The speed.
40, there he goes. Down the sideline.
Western College football.
For the end zone. Got it for 6 points. You cannot hitch the wagon. Put the ponies in the barn. Back in the end zone. 30, 20. Say goodnight to this one.
This is the College Football Blitz. Listen all season long on College Sports Now on the Varsity Network. Cougar football lives here.
Up the middle, touchdown! 1 second left. Cougars on top.
On the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, Coug fans! Can't decide what to do with your late-night weekends? Why not Cosmic Bowling? Every Friday and Saturday night from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. is Cosmic Bowling at Zeppo's. At a price designed with everyone in mind, we are your destination for music, disco lights, and of course, bowling. Can't join us on the weekends? Zeppo's is the place to be for all ages every day of the week. With bowling, food, and drink specials, we offer prices that won't break the budget. You can even reserve your lane in advance with online reservations at Zeppos.com. When looking for fun in Pullman, look no further than Zeppo's.
Want to earn some extra money this winter? Spokane International Airport is hiring multiple seasonal snow removal equipment operators. These are on-call positions for the upcoming winter season from November 2023 to March 2024. You can earn up to $36 an hour. Some positions require a CDL, and previous experience in operating snow removal equipment is highly preferred. Join our team today. Learn more and apply by visiting SpokaneSnow.com.
Back here live, we're talking ball with Coach Dickert. It's the Cougs against Arizona State coming up in, 48 hours.
That's right.
Give or take. A little less than that now. Yeah. Coach, do you think offensive players – this is a write-in question.
On a napkin. Here we
I
go.
don't know. I love it. Do you think offensive players should tuck their jersey in so defenders can't use it to tackle? Does that matter?
I'd have to get some pointed – that's a pointed question. So obviously there's something that happened. I don't know if there's an issue. But, yeah, guys – you know, even when I played, we'd kind of get them strung up so it looks like it's tucked in, but it's not, just so you feel a little, free as you're going through it. That's a good example of it. Yeah. But, today, I mean, they like to have the back flap out, and they do those type of things. So if you look good, you feel good, and get these guys playing fast.
For those listening, I was doing a little shimmy up here trying to mimic what it would feel like. I always think about, whenever I hear that question or something like it, I think about the tearaway pennies from 35 years ago. Yeah. And I think about when it did get ripped, but you played anyway, and you had the flap of your shoulder pads.
So when I think of back flap, I think of Warwick Dunn.
That's what I was thinking of.
It was so cool to have it back there, and then the Nebraska guys made the, kind of the short jersey.
Mid-drift thing.
Yeah, like really deal. And the funniest thing I do every week is I meet with the refs before the game, and they say, are your guys properly equipped? And we all laugh. Because we make these rules about knee pads and this and that and tucking and shirts on, and we all laugh together. And I said, go enforce that.
Sure they are. Yeah. Good luck with that. Yeah. Wazoo's Good Luck Chuck wants to know, before becoming a Coug for the Cougs, what's the closest you ever got to Pullman in terms of physical location? Can I guess?
Sure.
I think it's got to be Cheney, 2013.
It was. There's no question. That was a heck of a game. We lost in double overtime.
Did you?
Got completely hosed on a call. Depending on how you're looking at it, a quarterback was over. It was before the replay deal in double overtime. They had a heck of a tailback. It was Tywan Jones. Yeah. Maybe someone in the region knows he was just an incredible player up there.
That was against Bo Baldwin, wasn't it?
Yes, it would have been.
That was against Arizona State. Yeah, Arizona State's OC is Bo Baldwin, who was the coach there from, 08 to 16.
Yeah. So it was
them. That? Yeah.
So they were really good. We just fell short at that time. Once again, a snow game, the whole thing. So it brings me back to this time with the snow out there a little bit.
Thank you,
there will be no snow in Phoenix.
Unlikely. Highly unlikely to be snow.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for coming. Great to see everybody. Jared Prank, Goober, man behind the camera. Jerry Kylo gets us on the air. Luke Hallett spinning the ones and twos back in the studio. It's the Cougs against the Sun Devils coming up on Saturday.
been listening to the Cougar Football Hour on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield. Tonight's show has been brought to you by U.S. Bank. Life keeps moving. We're here for every step. U.S. Bank. Member FDIC. Tonight's show is also brought to you by Zeppos, the home for the Cougar Coaches Show, where the Palouse comes to play and eat. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation of the Washington State Sports Network.